there was obviously this huge thing. So
yeah, so I feel like these two stories, although they might not seem related, are okay. So the Pentagon story from the New York Times is based on the Navy pilots seeing these objects that are now being dissected as on or off Earth planet vehicles, whatever. And then we're breaking down this story because although it's not the same, we're talking about another vehicle, and maybe we'll actually get some information just in the future. Is this an off-planet vehicle as well that landed in the middle of these two Air Force bases? All right, Josh, what do you got?
Well, another thing going on is the Unidentified series that History Channel has out that follows the TTSA and Luis Elizondo, who is the head of ATIP. And the last 3 episodes that come out, and they've answered a lot of questions, and they've gone into a lot of military encounters, and they've answered the threat question. Boy, do they get sensitive when someone asks, like, why you guys keep saying it's a threat? They're like, hey, we don't know. They're in our airspace. We don't know if they're not a threat, Josh. Like, what's going on here? Like, every time they bring in their podcasts, in the shows, they bring it up. They always bring it up. We don't know. It could be a threat. I'm kind of offended that anyone thinks that it couldn't be a threat. Like, they're definitely pushing threat. I don't fully trust them. They are the exact people who would cover something up and deceive you into believing it. They are, I don't know. Something is going on, and I want to believe everything they're saying, but I can't.
Hot take.
Whew. But anyways, this is about black triangles, and actually I really enjoyed episode 2 because they went into a bunch of major things about black triangles that I didn't know. The whole episode is more about black triangles only being alien or not our government or another government's, which I don't know if that's just them playing games and trying to deceive us with misinformation or if that's actually the truth. But I don't know. I think it's actually both. But this is what they cover, and there's a few things I just wanted to go over that are 101, but so cool to revisit that they go over in this thing. Not only do they tackle different military, really new people who've never come on camera before talking about seeing black triangles at military bases in Afghanistan, in different parts of the world, which is really cool because that's the first time you've really heard those stories before. They go into a bunch of big cases. I just want to say really quick. One is the Hudson Valley incident, which happened in the 80s, which was a big deal. At one of the events, a bunch of people, like about 100 people, stopped on a bridge and saw like 3 triangles, like right above them, which was really interesting. That was a cool case. A lot of people. There's an Illinois case in the early 2000s where like 5 or 6 cops saw this thing and were chasing it from county to county, and they even like reported it right above them, like 500 feet, flying right above them. There's even the radio of them saying that stuff, which is on the show too. You can find it on the internet or watch the show. You can hear the police actually talk about it. That stuff is really cool.
That's hugely compelling when you have officials, law enforcement officials actually like freaking out and saying like, what the fuck is that? We have no idea what that is, or that stuff's always really compelling.
Yeah, no, I love that stuff. For me, I'm so beyond it that I want more. I want high strangeness. I want personal transformation. I want I want it to be deeper now. To me, it's so obvious. Yeah, don't just give me, I saw a light in the sky. Cool, great, boring. Come on. We know it's real now. But the cool part about this, I would watch this episode because there's one shot, there's a couple great UFO shots, but there's one shot I could not find on the internet. I researched it. It's from Texas. There's this quick part in like the first half where they show a UFO in the sky and someone like shines a flashlight on it, and I've never seen it before, and it's super, super cool. It sent me on like a quick research mission because I couldn't find that. I wanted to talk just about that. Like, what was that case? Like, who saw that? What the fuck was going on? But I did have come across our boy George Knapp, and he broke down, he did a 2-part series, or like 6 minutes on UFOs, on black triangles in particular, that blew my mind. Every major shot was in it. I'm going to put the link on our episode page so people can see it, but there was stuff from like Russia in the 70s, the 80s, the Belgium wave, the Phoenix Lights. There's been so many big ass waves of these black triangles near military bases, and the theory in these videos where George Knapp interviews this guy is that it's getting more frequent. It's happening more and more around the cities and military bases, which, suggests it could be ours, but I don't think so. It's happening more around the cities as well. People are picking up more and more of these things. What are they doing? And the theory is, and they even say this on Unidentified in this video with George Knapp, that maybe they're scanning. And think about it, they're brazen. They just fly right over the city. They're not really that concerned if you see them or not. It's like, what are they doing? They're like, are they just sucking up emails and data as they go over us? Like, who are they? It's so fucking bizarre. It's probably, are some triangles U.S. military? Probably. But most of them seem like there's something else. And I just think there's too many examples of them, and I'm just fascinated by black triangles. Wicked busy.
Well, isn't the theory that they could be reverse engineered technology? So it makes sense.
Well, I think we have. Yeah, I think we have some of those. Right.
Yeah.
Those look more mechanical. Apparently, how people describe those, they look like they have rivets in them. And the alien ones don't. They're just smooth, like a baby's bottom.
Like how Peniston, Matt Peniston, explained that it was like a black opaque glass, very smooth, no lines.
Yeah. Right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I think that the reason why we want to talk about all of this is that, I mean, how if they're really if this is what they're really looking into, how many of these things have already visited our planet, and then considering vehicles that are from off planet.
Well, the other thing is too, I don't think we've chatted about yet is, we look at the case for Rendlesham maybe or not being a experimentation. And
definitely
it was basically just to, everything we talk about, like the New York Times article and stuff, and we talk about this building up of something. Is this evidence that we have a big alien attack or contact, false flag on the way? Is this what's going to happen? Or is it going to be legit? Can we trust it, or is it going to be I guess there's a lot of conspiracy theories of what would be the point of the Project Bluebeam type situation, but what do you guys think on that?
I kind of agree with you, Matt. I feel like because they've already kind of released it and said that they don't know what they are, and then they have this one guy saying it could be an off-planet vehicle. I feel like they're building up for something, and I don't know if it's disclosure exactly. I just feel like they're distracting people. They're getting people riled up about something else. We joke about it on this podcast all the time, like murder hornets. Like, where did they go? You know what I mean? I feel like there's something else. Like, it's either not disclosure, it's the buildup of why Space Force exists in the first place, or it's a distraction.
I think it's the former. Everything we've seen so far is threat. It's a threat. Now we have Space Force. We don't know what they are. What are they doing?
That's why you have to pay for it in your taxes.
Right. And so what have we been hearing for the longest time, ever in the UFO and conspiracy world, that they're going to eventually plan a false alien attack to try to weaponize space as a plan, because we have the tech to make it look
well.
I don't want to believe that. I want to believe it's going to be like rainbows and skipping and unicorns and hand-holding and like hugging aliens. Like, that's what I want.
High fives.
Yeah, like, I'll hug an alien. I don't care. I'll kiss him on the cheek.
I'll spray him with LSD.
Well, one of the things that came out with one of the early what's his name, Stephen Greer's disclosure project, was a lady called, I forget her name, but she was basically, she knew
Carol Rosen.
Yes, Rosen. Yeah, she
knew Werner von Braun.
Yeah, she knew Werner von Braun, and she was saying Werner von Braun, one of the precursors to, he warned of all this. This was going to happen. This big false flag narrative of there being an alien attack imminent, and one of the precursors to it was the weaponization of space and the buildup of a space force.
Shit.
Which just happened.
Fuck.
He predicted that in the 60s, and Carol Rosen headed up a committee to make the government sign a contract that said that they would not weaponize space. And she got other countries involved in it.
Too late for that.
But nobody signed this contract.
Nobody.
Because they have been planning it for quite some time.
And we have a space force now.
And we have
as of this administration. So, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it was because of this administration. It was probably going to happen anyway. But, one of the precursors.
So, folks, if you see an alien attack, if an alien attack happens out there and you see like saucers or triangles beating shit out of a city or a base, do not believe it's fucking intelligent aliens attacking us. That's ridiculous. They could kill us anytime they wanted, and they're not. That is horrendous. So have no fear.
Just don't wear a mask.
Yeah, you've been sprayed with LSD, and they're just holograms. Okay, people, that's it. That's all it is. All right, that's all the time we have for tonight. Make sure this is why people are actually asking you to wear masks, because if you don't want to get sprayed with LSD, this is the best way for you to protect yourself. Stay safe out there. If an alien does attack, please take pictures. We want to see it. Have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.